Hello everybody, this is Mr. Connelly here, and I thought I would share with you one of my favorite books. Back in the day in 1987, of course, I was watching Star Trek, and in the episode The Last Outpost, the characters mentioned the book The Art of War by Sun Tzu. And I mentioned this to my dad, and he went and found me the book. And this is also an edition from James Clavell, who is one of our favorite authors, my dad and mine, who wrote Shogun, Noble House, King Rat, Gai Jin, and several other books. And so this book's no longer in print, but I thought today I would read a chapter or two for you. So, Sun Tzu was a general who lived about 2,500 years ago in the province of Qi, which is in present-day China. And while he was leading the armies of the Qi dynasty, they never lost a battle. And so there's a lot of application even today for leadership and for conducting oneself and just for how to approach different problems. So I will start with Sun Tzu. Chapter 1, Laying Plans. Sun Tzu said, "The art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road to either safety or to ruin. Hence, under no circumstances can it be neglected. The art of war is governed by 5 constant factors, all of which need to be taken into account. They are the moral law, heaven, earth, the commander, method, and discipline. The moral law causes the people to be in complete accord with their ruler, so that they will follow him regardless of their lives, undismayed by any danger. Heaven signifies night and day, cold and heat, times and seasons. Earth comprises great distances, danger and security, open ground, and narrow passes, the chances of life and death. The commander stands for the virtues of wisdom, sincerity, benevolence, courage, and strictness. By method and discipline are to be understood the marshalling of the army in its proper subdivisions, the graduations of rank among the officers, the maintenance of roads by which supplies may reach the army, and the control of military expenditure. These 5 factors should be familiar to every general. He who knows them will be victorious. He who knows them not will fail. Therefore, when seeking to determine your military conditions, make your decisions on the basis of a comparison in this wise. Which of the 2 sovereigns is endued with the moral law? Which of the 2 generals has the most ability? With whom lie the advantages derived from heaven and earth? On which side is discipline most rigorously enforced?" James Clavell puts in some stories from time to time to help illustrate an idea, and this is one of them. Tu Mu alludes to the remarkable story of Cao Cao, AD 155 to 220. Who was such a strict disciplinarian that once, in accordance with his own severe regulations against injury to standing crops, he condemned himself to death for having allowed his horse to stray into a field of corn. However, in lieu of losing his head, he was persuaded to satisfy his sense of justice by cutting off his hair. When you lay down a law, see that it is not disobeyed. If it is disobeyed, the offender must be put to death. Which army is the stronger? On which side are officers and men more highly trained? In which army is there the most absolute certainty that merit will be properly rewarded and misdeeds summarily punished? By means of these 7 considerations, I can forecast victory or defeat. The general who hearkens to my counsel and acts upon it will conquer. Let such a one be retained in command. The general who hearkens not to my counsel nor acts upon it will suffer defeat. Let such a one be dismissed. But remember, while heeding the profit of my counsel, avail yourself also of any helpful circumstances over and beyond the ordinary rules, and modify your plans accordingly. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must seem inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When we are far away, we must make him believe we are near. Hold up baits to entice the enemy. Feign disorder and crush him. If he is secure at all points, be prepared for him. If he is superior in strength, evade him. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. If he is taking his ease, give him no rest. If his forces are united, separate them. Attack him where he is unprepared. Appear where you are not expected. The general who wins a battle makes many calculations in his temple before the battle is fought. The general who loses a battle makes but few calculations beforehand. Thus do many calculations lead to victory, and few calculations to defeat. How much more, no calculation at all. It is by attention to this point that I can foresee who is likely to win or to lose.